Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Ralph, and in today's interview I'm talking to Stephen James, aka RedYellowRed. Stephen is a professional guitar player who recently turned to electronic music. Apart from being a musician, Stephen is also a painter and an accomplished charcoal artist. So without further ado, we start with today's interview. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Ralph and I'm here together with Stephen James, aka RedYellowRed. Stephen is an accomplished blues musician who got recently started with electronic music. He's also an avid painter and a charcoal artist. Hi Stephen, glad you are here.
I'm glad you're here too.
All right.
I'd look pretty silly talking on my own.
Stephen, I want to start the interview with a question I also ask all the other musicians. Is there any success quote or some kind of saying or motto that you live by and that has helped you on your journey as a musician or maybe as a human being?
There has not been anything specific, no specific motto or maxim, but I would say be true to yourself. Don't pander to other people's preferences or tastes.
Okay. Stephen, you're originally from the UK and now you live in America, in
Correct.
California. So can you please tell us a little bit about yourself, about how you got started with blues music? When did you start playing the guitar? When did you start playing synthesizers? Maybe also what kind of gear you are using? Stephen, take it away.
Thank you. I'm using an Arturia Microbrute and a Roland SH-01 Gaia. And I'm using a Mackie 12-channel mixer and a Tascam 8-track recorder. As to when I first started playing music, I was almost 13, and I started playing this very cheap nylon-stringed acoustic guitar, but I didn't really get into music seriously until I was 17 when I got my first electric guitar. And I've had a love affair with electric guitars ever since. And I was also, straight away, I started writing songs. Then in 1990, I came to live in America, and I got into the blues in a big way. A lot of people did at that point. There was quite a, at least in America, there was quite a blues boom. And I became a Christian in 1994. And I was in a blues band for a couple of years in the late 90s. And it was at that point that I felt called to write Christian blues songs. So just straight ahead blues with Christian lyric. And that became my music ministry. And I would go here and there and play my songs for people. And it was round about 2011 that I reacquainted myself with two Tangerine Dream albums that I had liked in the mid-70s, Phaedra and Rubicon. And the way I've learned to play guitar and bass guitar and now synthesizer is by listening to other people's music and saying, oh, perhaps I can play that. And so that's how it was with the electronic music. I looked around on the internet, did some research, and Roland came out with the SH-01 Gaia, which is polyphonic, which is what I really wanted. And it also emulates, because it's a digital synthesizer, it emulates the tones of analog synthesizers. So I got started with that, and I bought myself the Microbrute. And so I'm still very much a learner when it comes to electronic music. But I'm very excited about it.
Anyway, maybe you are learning electronic music, but as a guitar player, you're pretty accomplished. You're an expert. So I put the link to your YouTube channel below this YouTube video. And I just encourage everybody, check out Stephen's YouTube channel, because the blues music he is playing there, it's awesome. You really emanate great vibes, and there is a lot of power coming through your music. I liked it instantly, really. Yeah.
Thank you, Ralph.
You remember, Stephen, I nagged you to also upload some of your electronic music. Yeah. Yeah. Musicians are too self-critical, really. But
definitely.
But when I first checked out your channel, there was only blues music on there, and I loved it right away, really.
Thank you.
Also, not only your guitar play, especially the way you sing. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's always been, I've always regarded my voice as the weak point. And nowadays, with my old pop songs that I used to write, if I record those, I don't have a voice for singing pop music now, but I'm still okay for some reason when it comes to the blues. So all well and good. And I have to say, Ralph, thank you for your very kind words in that video that you did with Bernie, and hello, Bernie, if you're watching. Hello, and thank you for your kind words in that question and answer video. It really meant a lot to me that you were both so enthusiastic about my music. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sure, but you deserved it. So once again, the viewers out there, check out Stephen's YouTube channel. I put the link here below. Stephen, we move on to the next question. So what are your core values as a musician and artist? And has there been a major incident in your life that made you really aware of your core values, which then subsequently helped you on your artistic journey?
The only thing I can think of is a vow I made to myself within the first year or two of my journey as a musician. I started associating with other musicians, and I played their music along with them, and they played my music with me. And I could see that there were some kinds of music that I couldn't play, or that I would rather not play. And I vowed to myself that I would never play music that I don't like. And then I was in a band from 2000 to 2008, and the band leader was under pressure to change our style after about 5 years, and we were playing in a style that was complete anathema to me. And I thought it was just going to be a flash in the pan, but it just kept on and on and on. And out of a sense of duty, I stayed in that band because of my regard for him as a band leader. And I ought to have quit earlier than I did. And it was quite late on that I remembered that vow. And I thought, yeah, Stephen, you are playing music you don't like. You are miserable. You need to get out of here. And so there again, that ties in with what I said at the beginning about being true to yourself and not trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. And that's definitely how it was toward the end of my time in that band. I was a square peg. And I wish I'd got out a bit earlier, because it left a bad taste when I did leave. I should have quit earlier. So yeah, a core value would be, play what you love to play. And that really brought it home to me that was what I needed to do.
Stephen, I think you have already also answered my next question, but I ask it anyway. What was your biggest regret as a musician, and what have you learned from it?
Yeah, that was it. That was that situation. I don't know if I regret having been in that band, because we played some good music, and the other band members who came and went over the years were really great people. And so I'm glad that I was in that band, but it's just such a shame that it ended kind of sourly. Yeah, that's my one regret, that I stayed confined in that box, so to speak.
All right.
Otherwise, playing music has always been fun. And
that's how it's supposed to be. Music
Yes.
should be fun and lift your spirits.
Yes.
Stephen, then how do you deal with self-doubt and self-criticism that befalls so many musicians and artists?
Just keep playing. Hanging around with people who are serious about their music will really help. And people who know what they're talking about when they have some advice. Yeah, I would say just keep going. Do not be swayed off your course.
Okay. And what's the boldest thing you have ever done?
That would have been coming to America in 1990, just changing my life completely.
Okay. Then which 3 tips would you give to aspiring musicians?
I would say, firstly, as I said at the beginning, be true to yourself. Yeah, and don't pander to other people's tastes or lack of them. Secondly, play with people who are serious about their instruments and about their music. Because we've all come across people who think, well, I fancy being a musician, and what's the easiest instrument to learn to play? The bass guitar. I have spent so many jam sessions and rehearsals coaching bass players. It drives you mad. Ay, caramba. And when you've shown them what to play, they still can't play it. Ralph, I could write a book. Even if they're not very good musicians yet, because they're just starting out, like I am with the electronic music, I think to myself, well, I'd like to get together with some other electronic musicians, but I think I'm probably not ready, because I wouldn't be able to tweak my synthesizers to make a tone that would be complementary to what they're doing. And so I know I would be out of my depth. I've been out of my depth, and it's good to associate with musicians who are better than yourself. But I would say definitely associate with musicians who are serious about what they are doing. And the third thing would be to be open to good advice. No matter, I mean, I've been playing for over 40 years, and I still crave any tips that any more experienced musician can give me.
I would like to add, connect with people who are serious about their profession, their hobby, or their music, but in a light-hearted way. That's important.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Because you can get bogged down otherwise. Yeah. It still ought to be fun.
Right. Then, Stephen, I have now 3 rapid questions for you, and I would like you to answer them in a short and concise way. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay. What or whom do you think of when you hear the word success?
I don't think of anybody specifically. I think success is a personal thing. And material gain from your music is great. But really, I've been very lucky in my life that with whatever music I've played, I've had the appreciation and respect of my peers. That's been amazing to me. And that ties in with your question about self-doubt and self-criticism. If somebody comes along and says, oh yeah, that was really good, what you played was, or you're a good musician, I just thank you. That as Mark Twain said, I can live for 2 months on a good compliment.
Hey, I didn't know that. That's from Mark Twain.
Yes.
I have to remember that. Then next question. Is there a music album, a movie, or even a book that you recommend on a regular basis, or might even give away as a present?
Well, being a Christian, I would say the Bible.
The Bible it is. Okay.
It's a life changer.
Okay, next question. Imagine you could travel back in time, back to the future style. And you had the chance to meet the 21-year-old Stephen. What advice would you give him?
there again, as I said at the beginning, just be true to yourself and avoid discouraging people, because there are plenty of them around, and cultivate the company of encouraging people. And speaking as somebody who has been playing music for a long time, that's something I like to do. If I see somebody who's just starting out on their instrument, or if they've been playing for a while, I like to encourage them, because a little bit of encouragement goes such a long way.
I think there is a saying, I think it's an American proverb. It says, if you have not anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, and that goes for artists and writers as well as musicians, or anybody in any field of endeavor. You know, just even if what they do doesn't really float your boat, so to speak, a bit of encouragement goes a long way.
It sure does, yeah.
Yes.
And Stephen, is there a website or an online software tool that you're using on a regular basis and that helps you with your music and music production? Anything?
Not with the music production itself, because I use hardware, but I put my music on SoundCloud, SoundClick, and specifically YouTube.
All right. So, and what projects are you currently working on?
I'm just trying to, as I always have tried with whatever instrument I've played, I'm just trying to be a better electronic musician all the time. I'm always looking for a sound that I've never heard before. And it's such fun, especially as I'm not familiar with synthesizers. I'm very new to synthesis. It's great getting, firing up the synthesizer and kind of embarking upon a journey into sound. That's always fun. So that's pretty much what I'm doing, you know, just exploring the instruments.
Okay. Then, Stephen, what is the best way to get in touch with you?
That will be YouTube.
YouTube. Okay. Once again, I put the link to Stephen's YouTube channel below the YouTube video. Then, Stephen, I thank you very much for doing this. It was damn decent of you. And well, I hope we talk again in the future. I'm following up what's going to happen on your YouTube channel. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you, Ralph. And I have to say, on behalf of everybody, yeah, just thank you, Ralph, on behalf of everybody, all the electronic musicians who you know. Thank you for promoting Berlin School and ambient electronic music, and for embarking on these interviews with people who otherwise we might never hear about. It's jolly ripping of you.
Okay. Thanks, Stephen, for your kind words. Really, I appreciate it. You see, I also like to hear a compliment. According, what did Mark Twain say? You can live on a compliment for 2 days, right?
I think he said 2 months, but I'll have to look it up. I think he said I can live for 2 months on a good compliment. Okay, Stephen. So once again, thank you. I talk to you soon. Cheers. Thank you, Ralph. Okay, this is the end of today's interview. Please make sure that you check out some of Stephen's music. I put the link to his YouTube channel into the description box of this YouTube video. If you enjoyed today's interview, you may consider giving us a thumbs up, or you may even want to share this video with your friends. If you are new to my YouTube channel, then I kindly ask you to check out some of my previous videos. I put the link to my work up here. If you like what you see, you may want to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You'll find the link here below. I'm doing synthesizer tutorials, interviews with electronic musicians, and every now and then I'm also uploading some of my own music. So for today I say thank you for watching. Have a good week. I see you next time. Until then, peace.